Thanks for joining me in a new series for Skyrim with Requiem, and this time around I wanted to do something a little bit more off the beaten path, so I'm playing as a conjurer, meaning all the damage I do is coming from conjuration, all spells must be conjured, I'll be using minions, and so on. And I have some doubts about how viable this will be in the late game because I've heard, at least, that bound weapons start to fall off against later game enemies, but I want to see how far I can push it and whether by taking enough perks that will support those skills, if I can make it good for the end game. Just to give you a little bit of an idea of the structure of this video, at the start I'll give an overview of the build and how I am restricting my playthrough, the goals I have for it. I'll walk through my planned perk tree, and then we'll get into gameplay footage as I start to level up through the early game. So the big restriction on this character is obviously no weapons except for conjured ones, and I think this will be a little bit different as to how the combat experience goes because it takes a little bit more planning and it sort of shapes how you go about taking engagements. I also plan for this character to not do any part of the main quest line. I decided I'll just skip that entirely. The effect of that is I won't have access to much of any shouts, so I think that will also limit the build somewhat and keep it more challenging for further into the game. For factions, I intend to only do the College of Winterhold and skip all the rest, so no werewolf form. I'm also just not going to become a vampire. I think the theme for this character is a conjurer who has deep hatred for the undead. They should be serving mages, not wandering around doing their own thing after all. And so the big goal for the character is just to finish the Dawnguard questline, so if I can beat the Soul Cairn and kill Harkon, then I'll consider the character complete. And if I'm still wanting to go further past that, maybe I'll advance the main quest enough so I can start the Dragonborn content and go through that as well. The other big restriction on this character I put in is I'm using the hardcore saving mod. What it does is remove the ability to do quick saves. There are no auto saves. The game only saves on sleep or on using a special consumable which you have to craft. And I just wanted to take away the temptation to do save scumming to get through difficult engagements. I'm also using some other mods which add additional bandit camps, more spawns, and overhauls on a lot of the early game dungeons that I like to do. So I think that will make it considerably more challenging to do the early combat, and I'm hoping that'll be fun. I'm staying away from fast travel in the early levels. I may enable it as I get further into the game just so I can get through the quest lines a little bit faster. But early on, at least, I'm going to stick to 1 or 2 holds until I feel like I've earned enough to justify doing fast travel just so I can keep the pace of play going. With all that said, what I think this character will end up being like to play is I'll be using the bound sword as my main damage dealer. I'm still uncertain about whether I want to actually invest enough to make the bound bow any good, and then I'll be summoning whatever creatures that I have access to. I was kind of considering whether I wanted to also do a Raise Dead theme on this character, but my impression of those spells is they're kind of awkward to use, and while I think they're fun, this character I think will have enough challenges on its own without adding in difficulties just from the spells that I choose. So I'm hoping that by doing conjuration and such, it will still be viable. Anyway, after completing Ember Shard Mine, my plan is to run along off to the college where I'm going to train up my skills enough so I'll be at least competent to go after some early bandit camps to gather some levels and some loot, and then we'll see where it goes from there. So thanks for watching, and I think this will be a pretty fun series. I'm hoping to take it pretty far into the game, and I'd be interested to hear any comments you have or experiences of playing a similar character. But with that, let's keep moving on at a good pace. Let's take a second and talk about the build. Conjuration is going to be the main skill, so I intend to go all the way up along this left side to get better Atronachs, up the center for my bound weapons, and the stuff over here, so pretty heavy perk investment in that tree. Nothing in destruction. Restoration, I want to get Focused Mind over here, and maybe I'll take some Enhanced Healing off to this side as well. Alteration, I want to go straight up the center to get all the Mage Armor perks and Magic Resistance. I think that'll be pretty essential later on. Enchanting, I think I'm going to go up along the right side just so I can create staffs. That seems kind of on theme for the character, and I think it'll be kind of fun. Haven't really pushed that angle of Requiem very far. Smithing, not really much use there. I might just take 2 perks here so I can create jewelry, which will both let me level my smithing skill quite a bit and make it easier to have materials to work with for enchanting. Block, maybe 1 perk, just so I've got the option, but that's pretty low priority. One-handed, well, there's sort of a choice as to whether use a conjured 2-hand axe or the sword. I'm leaning toward the sword, and so I'll just take the perks for the sword focus and then get up here as soon as I can. The one-handed perks are just absolutely really powerful, and I think even if the bound sword ends up being not as strong, I'm hoping will be enough to carry it through. Marksman I'm kind of undecided about, because bound bow is probably pretty good, but I'm not all that great with a bow. I've realized from playing the game a bit, and I think that at long range I'd rather just be casting I think there are some damaging conjuration and alteration spells I can be using eventually, so I may just stay away from marksman. Evasion, I'll probably fill out this entire tree. Lots of really good offensive perks. Agile spellcasting will be really helpful, and I think dodge will be really good with this character. Dodge, the speed you get is based on having a low carry weight. Since I don't have to carry weapons, I think it'll be pretty effective, so I want to have lots and lots of perks in evasion. Not going to do anything in sneak. I think I'm going to skip lockpicking on this character and just use the alteration spells instead. Don't need any pickpocket. Speech, haggling is going to be my very next perk that I take as soon as I hit level 2. Pretty essential. And I think I want to get up into the masquerade perks. I think those would be kind of fun. I hear they're strong against mages, so that seems like a good thing. No alchemy perks. Being a dark elf, I've got some ability to create potions without needing perks there, so I'll probably just create a few that way and not really worry about it otherwise. Lastly, illusion. This one I wasn't entirely sure about, but I think I'll probably want to get up into blur early on so I don't die to arrows all the time, and then eventually get up into shadow shaping because the shadow shield spell is ridiculously powerful. I think it'll make it so I can be pretty tanky even if I'm just wearing robes. Anyway, that's the build. I've got a little bit more prep work type of stuff I want to do with this character, so I'll run you through that really quick and then let's see where we go from there. After spending some time in the college where I picked up everything that wasn't nailed down, sold it, got all the training I could in restoration until it was up to 25 so I could take the Focused Mind perk, which is, in my mind at least, a basic necessity of playing any sort of combat-focused mage, and grinding up Alteration enough where I can cast at least a basic knock spell. I'm finally back here in the Whiterun area at level 6, and I think even though my combat capabilities haven't really improved all that much, this will put me in a little bit better position to handle this next sequence of enemies. And assuming I can not get myself killed with a crossbow before. I can tell there's a guy down in the bottom who's got a crossbow who I'm sure is dying to shoot me. And I'll be able to take care of him fine once I'm not getting chased around by this bandit at the same time. And as long as he doesn't pull out the crossbow again, I'm in pretty good shape. Got him. And I have to say, I really miss having my own crossbow to shoot archers with. I think I'd become kind of reliant on the idea of having my own ranged attacks to win those archer battles. But minions are a pretty good secondary substitute. And I think here, I'm just going to grab whatever loot is sitting out, and I'm not going to touch the chest because I don't really feel like fighting the second wave of bandits that shows up when you do that. So let's just move right along to our next area. So I'm just going to run over to the small little bandit engagement you find at this tower, and my eventual goal is to travel in this general direction to pick up these 2 bandit camp related quests. And this is basically just the easiest sort of free loot, the kind that some other guy will do the fighting for you. And with that, I think I'll make my way over toward Halted Stream, taking a quick second to eat a vegetable soup. Easy way to get some vegetable soup. Well, for one, you can pick up all the ingredients inside the Whiterun Palace, and for two, you can do the brief quest for Carlotta, talk to Mikhail, and she will make available all the ingredients at her stall, which is enough for 4 or 5 soups. So I've got like 10 soups between what's in my inventory and what I'm carrying on me now. But now let's just focus on not getting killed by archers. And I do have one thing that'll help, I think, which is this Transmute Muscles spell to get myself a little bit more hit points. So let's see if that makes a difference. And I think I want to just get us... Oh, okay. I was not paying enough attention, and now there's a troll after me. I think I'm going to try and lure that into the bandit camp and see who wins that fight. So the trick will be, can I aggro the bandits and draw them to fighting the troll without getting killed by either one first? Wow, that's a lot of bandits. Okay, it looks like the bandits have got into the fight with the troll. I'm just going to back off a little bit and let the troll do my work for me, because I don't think there's any chance that the bandits are going to be able to kill that thing. And yeah, the troll seems to be getting the better of this one. But no reason I can't cast a minion to try and level my conjuration a bit. Okay, did the bandits manage to take it down? No. Okay, the troll is still alive and well. I'm a little worried my stamina is low. Where's the troll? Also a little bit worried that I'm just going to get shot in the back by an arrow while I'm trying to loot. Where'd the troll go? There it is. Okay. Well, the troll has been doing a lot of work for me, but now I've got to figure out some way to get rid of the thing. Something else so I can block. This guy seems to be pretty high level, and I'm out of stamina, so let's back up and make a run for it. I really don't think I can handle that troll even with Alter Muscles on. In theory, it's possible to kill it with a torch and a series of very, very well-timed attacks. But I'm not all that confident in my ability to pull that off, and I'd lose quite a bit of progress if I were to die right here. So I'm just going to hope that, well, so much for the hope the troll would lose interest in me. I'm going to clear this area and then take a running route to get away from the troll. Maybe I can lure it into the pit. Nope. Yeah, that was a little too good to hope for, so let's just run back to the guards. Wow, the guard really gets the job done on that guy. Okay. After that brief intermission, now let's go back and loot the bandit camp. Lots of sneaky stuff you can do if you have a bow, since I don't. Just gonna get up in this guy's face. And I'd really like to be able to do a save before I did this fight, but no beds around. Just have to give it my best shot. One down. My sword is also running a little bit low on duration, so I don't want this fight to take overly long. Okay. Nice timing on that evasion level up. Since I just evaded getting killed by that power attack at the same time, so not tied to each other at all, but I still like the flavor of it. This Scale Armor's book will sell nicely. Let's just see what other loot I can find. And using the bed here, I'm able to rest and make a save game so that I'm not going to have to redo that whole thing if I take an arrow in the next fight, so pretty happy about that.
Get you the rest of your coin by tomorrow.
No handouts here.
Funny about that. The price was 100 higher than I expected.
Delvin, you have no shame. I'll get you the rest like I said.
Don't even think about it.
Outside of Redoran's Retreat, hoping to clear out this little area. There's no quest for it, but I just really need to get some more levels because I'm feeling like I'm in a pretty weak spot right now, and I want to get enough gold for some more training so I can get my conjuration up and get some better spells. But I'm not sure how hard this is going to be for me to break inside of, but let's give it a try. Not sure if that's an enemy. Okay, yeah, those are definitely enemies. And I would like it if I could just run inside and get through here while they're distracted, but I'm pretty sure that they'll just spawn right on top of me, so that's not really going to work. But if they were split up a little bit, that would sure be nice. I'm hoping my wolf can take down some of these archers for me.
Staying out of this.
Yeah, no mercy for archers. They've just got to die. Okay, that seems to have gone a little bit better than I would have expected. Now let's find out what's in here. And I think before I go inside, I'm gonna pop one of my consumable save game items, because who knows what is gonna be in here. Also, I'm a little curious what's inside of these tents.
Never should have come here.
Interesting. Very interesting. This mod has certainly done some cool things with Veteran's Retreat. Standing back, it makes me think it's likely to be an archer. Yep. Two more coming up through here. If I can trap them in this hallway, that's kind of good for me. Potion so I can cast a lot more wolves here. And to find a little bit of an open area so I can dodge this two-handed guy. I want to stay pretty far away from that warhammer. Okay, got him. Venison stew, that's a pretty nice thing to have. Unfortunately, I don't think I can open that chest yet. Let's see what other loot there is to be had here. Yeah, it's just some health potions and a skill book. But at this point, I think I'll call it quits for the moment. I think I really need to do some training and get my conjuration up to 25 so I can take the apprentice level perk. So I'm going to go do that, and then I'll return later. But thank you for watching, and hit subscribe if you'd like to see more as this series continues. I think it'll be fun, and I'll see you in the next one.